Hi cuties! Welcome back to another episode of Nails and Chill. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, Nails and Chill is just a series on my channel where I do my nails while I just talk about whatever I want to talk about. Nail related things, not nail related things, things that have just been on my mind and I want to tell someone, so might as well tell you. I'm excited for today's video because I'm going to be doing an entire full set, which I usually don't do, and also I have a lot on my mind today. I'm in a pretty good mood. So let's get into this episode of Nails and Chill, shall we? Let's go get some nails on these nubbies. Okay, so here are my natural nails at the moment. Just kidding, not really my natural nails. I do have a layer of my rubber base gel on them, just like a very thin layer. Obviously, you might have noticed over here that this nail did lift quite a bit, and I think it's because I've been wearing like extra long nails for a while, and I'm very hard on my hands and I'm very clumsy, and I end up like smacking my long nails into things. So I think I remember the exact moment that this happened. I was bringing my dog in from outside and I like whacked my nail on the door somehow when I was walking in, and it hurt a lot. So yeah, that's what happened. Don't worry, I'm fine though. Hopefully that grows out without any problems, but I decided to just leave it like that and not mess with it by like cutting it off or anything. I am so excited for this set though today because I actually drew out my set on my tablet in advance, which is something that I learned from Rebecca Ramsdale. She is literally amazing. I said in my last video, as you can tell, I've been like binge watching all of her videos and I love her and her style so much. One of my biggest inspirations right now. I drew out my set on my little like S tab. I've had this for like a few years now and I use it for like taking notes. I drew out my set in Clip Studio Paint last night just while I was like watching a movie with my mom and dad. Really excited because I feel like I have a solid plan and I'm not going to be like stressing out about what I want to do like I usually am. So in the drawing that I did, I drew them as oval like round nails, and I definitely want round nails. Originally I was planning on using these like medium round Gel X extensions, which are super short, and I might actually still do that, but I've been wanting to do like short nails after watching so many of Rebecca's videos, and she's really into like the growing your natural nails out with builder gel, and so she does a lot of like natural nail builder gel nail art. That's mostly what she does. I don't know if I should do them short or if I should go with this longer one, because this longer length is more of my vibe, but then also we've got a problem nail and I feel like I should be careful with the length, but these honestly aren't too long. This may be disappointing to some of you. I'm sorry, but I am going with the medium size today. We're gonna change it up a little bit. So let me just get these bad boys sized out. I'm literally so much more excited than I usually am to do my nails because I drew them out in advance last night. It was actually so fun to draw out my nail set. Like, I loved it. So I'm definitely going to be trying to do that a little bit more often. A lot of my videos are like testing out new supplies, and in those videos I do like to like open the supplies and swatch them on camera, so I don't always know what exactly I'm gonna be working with, but I think I might just end up unboxing them and like looking at what I'm working with before I start filming so that I can draw up a set and that I'm happier with my sets more often, because I know like the last couple videos I feel like I haven't been too happy with them, but honestly that might just be because I was in like a little creative rut, because that definitely does happen regardless of whether I plan out my sets or not. I always get in those like little down moods where I feel like none of my work is good, and I feel like a lot of artists do. Just gotta push through those times. But what I'm saying through all the rambling is that I want to start drawing my sets out more often. Also, this is probably going to be a very long video because I feel like I'm gonna end up doing a little bit more talking than I usually do because I'm just like in a really good mood today. I've got my Earl Grey tea latte, London Fog. So yummy. I'm going to chemically etch my tips with this acid-free primer. Like as I said before, it's like my finals week and I'm almost done. I have my last final tomorrow and it's like online and it's open note, so I'm not too worried about it. I think it's gonna be fine. But honestly, regardless of how it goes, I'm still like ecstatic that I'm gonna be done for a while at least. In like a month, I am taking online summer class through my college, so I will have one class during the summer, but it shouldn't be anything like the 4 classes per quarter that I usually take. So I'm really excited to almost be done. And yesterday I didn't have like any projects due or any finals because I had taken a final and turned in a project. So I took like a little break from doing like schoolwork yesterday, and me and Kevin like went to our favorite store, Book Off. It's this really cool store in Kearney Mesa in San Diego, if you live in San Diego, and it's just like full of secondhand books and movies, like all the movies that you could like ever imagine. So we've been kind of obsessed with that store recently, and Kevin's been wanting us to go for like the past 2 weeks, but we haven't been able to because I've been so busy. And so we went yesterday and we got Chipotle and we just had a good time. And then I came home and finally was able to clean my room and do my laundry that has been piling up for like a month. Like literally all of my clothes were in the laundry. My room is clean. I'm almost done with school for the quarter, and I'm doing epic nails. They're all planned out. This weekend I am going to LA because I am going to my cousin's baby shower, which is like so exciting. Yeah, she's like the first one in my family out of all of the cousins to be having a baby, so that's really exciting. It makes me feel like everyone's growing up, especially because also like the youngest kids in my family, like out of all of my cousins, mom's side and dad's side, graduated from high school this like past month as well. So I feel like everyone's out of high school, everyone's going to college, and people are starting to have babies, and like life is moving so fast and we've just got to enjoy it. Things are looking up today. I'm in a good mood. I would usually buff my rubber base gel before putting on the tips because I did apply my rubber base gel like half an hour ago, but I don't really want to. I think I'm just going to like try to apply some primer to help like add a sticky layer to the base gel that is no longer sticky because I wiped it off with alcohol multiple times and washed my hands a few times at this point. So yeah, we're just gonna add some primer onto the rubber base gel to help with the adhesion because I don't want any of my nails popping off this weekend. Also, I know my cuticles aren't looking too great either. Just gonna ignore that. I always try not to hurt myself while I'm cutting off the dead skin, but sometimes those cuticle nippers are just so sharp and it's the end of the day and I've had too much caffeine all day and they slip and I get cut. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore it. Okay, thank you. I think the builder gel has definitely been helping the health of my nail for sure. Also the fact that I've been doing my nails for like a little bit now, so I'm always improving a little bit. Obviously the rubber base gel does not work miracles, so yeah, you still gotta be careful if you're using rubber base gel to not knock your nails into things. All right, and now I'm just going to adhere all these bad boys with my Beetles nail glue gel. Oh, and of course my gooseneck lamp is dead. Wonderful. Wonderful! I'm not used to putting on such short full cover tips. It's a little bit harder because you don't have like all the leverage from the length at the end, but hopefully we can get these on presentably. All right, so I've got both hands of full cover tips on. So I am just going to file them up a little bit, but before I do that, I'm going to apply a top coat on the underneath side of them because I don't want them getting all nasty with the e-file dust, and it could be a little bit sticky under there from the primer and the gel that I used to put them on. So yeah, I always like to put a top coat on before I file them. And then I'm gonna go refill my tea because I've already drank almost the whole thing. I'm really trying, starting this summer, to drink a lot more tea and coffee and a lot less energy drinks. If you know me, I really love me a good Monster or Ghost energy drink. I've been having like some heart palpitations. I was feeling like really weird and like feverish yesterday, but like I definitely don't have a fever and I'm not sick. I was just like so hot and my face was like so red. I don't know, I don't think energy drinks are the best for me. So I'm just gonna try to stick to tea and coffee because then I can still get my caffeine fix. But then also tea and coffee have a lot of other health benefits for you. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stick to that. Don't hold me to it though because I really do like a fizzy energy drink. My mom said that I should try to drink like sparkling water instead of energy drinks when I want like something fizzy to drink, but I don't know. I just do not like the taste of sparkling water. Maybe I'll have to learn to like it for the sake of my health. If you have any sparkling water recommendations, let me know. Okay. They're all filed up, all buffed and ready to go. So finally it's time to do the nail art and I'm so excited to get into the nail art. So let's do it. So I'm actually gonna start with a base coat on all of these tips. I don't know, just because I feel like it. I want the surface to be very even and smooth for these nails. I have hopes that I can finish this set in the next 3 hours so that I can bleach my roots and re-dye my hair, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Because if you didn't already tell, my roots, my hair is looking pretty straggly, pretty greasy because I have not washed it in at least like a week and a half. Because I really like to have my hair unwashed for at least a week and a half before I bleach my roots because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a nice, like, solid layer of natural scalp oils built up on your nails. Not your nails. Built up, like, on your head to protect your head from the bleach. So, yeah. I definitely want to bleach my roots before this weekend, so hopefully I can do it tonight, but if I can't do it tonight, I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow. And if I do it tomorrow, then if I mess up, I'm not gonna really have a buffer day to fix whatever I mess up. So hopefully I can do it tonight because my roots are getting kind of long and I really am trying to keep up with them and not let them grow out too much in between every re-bleach because then there's a more of a chance that, I don't know, I can start getting like banding and stuff, so I don't want that to happen. I guess I could do it after I get back from LA, but I really want my hair to be washed for my cousin's baby shower, so yeah, if I do it on Monday, that means I'm gonna have to leave it unwashed for the weekend, and I would kind of like my hair to look clean. Haven't seen some of my cousins in a while, so I'm excited. I think what I'm actually gonna do is do the nail art one hand at a time. That'll definitely just be easiest for me. So let me show you the colors we're working with because we're really just gonna be working with 3 colors for this entire set. So first there's this pink Addict from Nail Reserve. Yeah, so it's that nice like kind of baby pink color. It's like the closest I could find to what I drew because I did draw the drawing and then pick out the colors that I had that like matched closest to what I was thinking. And then there's this baby blue color, which is a little lighter than the drawing, but I really like it. And then for the milky white, I have this milky white from Shein. Those are the colors we're going to be working with. I think very cute for like a baby shower because like pink and blue I feel like are the standard like baby colors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by putting like the first color layer of like just like the solid background colors of each of them on first, because I don't want to do like one nail at a time because that's like way too much curing time. I don't want to wait for it to cure that many times. Holy goodness, no thank you. I used to feel like just like as an artist in general really pressured to create like my own original work and be like super original and different all the time. But this past month, I have been really realizing the importance of imitation, and let me explain. So I am a cognitive science and design major. One of the things that I've studied in 2 of my courses now is imitation, basically like how we as humans learn through imitating others and then advance through imitating and improving. I am a believer in, and this may be controversial, but I'm a believer that like really there is no original idea or original work. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't give people credit when you take inspiration from them or imitate them. I think that it's like super important that we imitate each other in order to learn, but it is also just as important, equally or even more important, to give people the credit for their ideas or their work. I don't know, I feel like this is not making sense. It always makes so much sense in my head, and then I like say it out loud and I'm like, wait a second, what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, basically all I'm saying is that I've been getting a lot of inspiration from other nail artists recently, and I want to encourage you guys to also like take inspiration from your favorite nail artists and try to like recreate their work with a twist in order to learn yourself, because imitating is actually a very strong tool for learning. And I think that in our society where originality is so praised and like imitating or copying or whatever is kind of frowned upon, I'm kind of just thinking about the recent, like, what's her name? Oh my god. You know that one girl who JoJo Siwa. I'm thinking about like the recent like JoJo Siwa controversy where she said that she made her own like new music genre, and then people were like, what are you talking about? Like multiple different people have done this before. You're just like putting your own twist on it. Feel like people shouldn't need to feel the pressure to create like their own super original work and ideas all the time, because taking ideas that you like from other people and adding upon them and giving them credit for the idea that you liked from them and saying, I found this idea from this person and this is my twist on it. I feel like it's just a part of being human and us as humanity improving, because if everyone was just trying to come up with their own original ideas all the time, we wouldn't get very far, would we? No one would be building upon the ideas of others. I just want to like talk about it because someone actually someone left a comment on one of my like recent videos saying that the only reason they clicked on my video to watch it was because they thought my video was an Emily Susanna video. Like, I'm flattered, but at the same time I was like kind of like, okay, I don't know how to feel about that, because like I like the idea that I'm my own like original person. I don't know. Like the idea that someone like watched my content just because they thought it was someone else's content just makes me feel not original, and then that just made me feel kind of bad. But then at the same time, through my like studies in my recent classes, I've just like realized that that's not a bad thing at all. In that definitely the things like my style and my video style and whatever is definitely 100% inspired by and like influenced by the other YouTube creators, obviously. Like I love Emily Susanna and I watch a lot of her content, so I'm sure that a lot of my videos definitely have some aspect that is very similar to hers, and that's okay. What I'm trying to say is, don't feel like you always have to be different, is what I'm saying. What is important is if you are going to use someone else's ideas or work, it is always important to credit them, because that's just also part of being a human in a society. Okay, so I literally ended up having to use 3 coats of that milky white. Yeah, I really wish I had a very good milky white, but for now, 3 coats of the Shein one will do. And I actually now am going to put a matte top coat on both of the milky white ones, because I am going to go in with my eyeshadow to create like the blush sort of like airbrush aura effect in the middle, and that always works best with a matte top coat, 100%. So yeah, those milky white nails are going to end up being pretty chunky for sure, but you know, it's okay. It'll be a vibe. It'll be a vibe. You guys are gonna cry. Oh, my heart is so touched. I'm literally having tears in my eyes right now. I'm curing my matte top coat, and I like went to check like YouTube to see if I had any notifications, whatever. I just wanted to see what was going on. And I commented on one of Rebecca's videos saying that she's like my biggest inspiration right now. And she commented and she replied back saying that she loves my videos. I'm gonna cry. If you're watching this video, Rebecca, I love you. Anyway, on with the nails. On with the nails. Okay. That'd be amazing if I ever went to Toronto and like was able to book an appointment with Rebecca. Like, how awesome would that be? This video is just like an ode to Rebecca Ramsdale right now. I will definitely link her channel down below in the description. If for some reason you've never watched it, you should definitely go subscribe to her because she's literally an awesome, amazing human being. If you like my videos, then you'll definitely like her videos because she's like way better than me. So yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Like I said, I want to do the airbrush effect, but I don't have any airbrush like paints specifically, and I don't think it's a good idea to be mixing my gel with like alcohol or acetone and then spraying that from my airbrush. That just doesn't seem healthy for my lungs. And I'm not buying any new nail supplies right now, which I will also talk about in a second. So I'm going to be using my eyeshadow palette to create the same effect, hopefully, as an airbrush. This one is the AK Aislinn X Spoiled Cosmetics collaboration one, which I don't think is available anymore, but I wanted to buy it because she's another YouTuber who I love and want to support. And I don't really do any like eyeshadow makeup stuff, so I got it and I was like, we're gonna use it for my nails. So we're gonna do that. Also, oh my god, I need to show you guys. Look at this. Look at this. This is like my new nail brush container box thing. It was literally like a is it focusing? It's not focusing. It was literally a $3 like box, just like pencil box from Michael's. And then what I did, look at what I did. Do you guys remember when I made that video, like making like a DIY phone case where I put like stickers and resin? I did the exact same thing for the top of this. And oh my god, I love it so freaking much. Maybe I should have filmed it for you guys, but like, I don't know. I just did it like after my test one day and it was a nice chill time. And I'm so freaking obsessed with it. Hold up. Can you guys see it a little better now? Look at that. Anyway, I love it so much. I love it so much. Okay, back to business. I am going to be using oh, there's a jet. So I'm going to literally be using an eyeshadow brush to put the eyeshadow on. And if you'll notice, this is just like one of my new Hello Kitty Cream Shop makeup brushes. And I'm gonna use it. So I don't know exactly how well this color is going to match, but let's see. So we're doing the blue on the pinky, so I'm just gonna literally just, sorry for the sound effects. I think that actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It might not look like an airbrush, but it's what I was going for. So just do a little darker in the center, a little bit. Just yes, I think that's good. I think I'm going with it. All right, cool. Okay, I don't want to get this brush wet because then that's definitely going to affect how well it works. So I can't really wipe it off with alcohol, but I want to get the blue off. So I'm just gonna wipe as much of it off as I can so that it doesn't pollute the pink. I'm just tapping off the little extra clumpy eyeshadow bits, and I feel like that's definitely gonna look purple. Yes, this may end up looking a bit purple. Okay, let's just try. Oh no, it's working. Yay, it's working. Okay, we're gonna go with that. We're going with that. Wait, it doesn't really look very symmetrical. I think this one doesn't look very good. I kind of messed it up. No. See if I can like, it's not really gonna work. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Hold up. Wait, can I just do that? No, I messed it up. Okay, we're trying again. We're trying again. Again! No, but honestly, Rebecca saying that she loves my videos honestly just made my day. Probably made my week, actually. Maybe even my month. I don't understand. The blue one was so easy, And now this is impossible. I don't get it. I don't understand. Okay, you know what? Let me try one more time off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, that took literally, like, actually an eternity and a half. And I think I wiped it off like 10 different times, and I tried like every single eyeshadow palette that I have that had like a pink in it. And finally, I am left with this, and it looks better in person than it does on camera, I think. And it was from this palette, which shout out to Shrek, because I love Shrek. I actually just watched Shrek 2 yesterday. Shrek 2 is definitely better than Shrek 1, just saying. Anyway, it was this color, Hero, and it was the perfect color, and I think that it matches beautifully. So first of all, I'm just gonna move all the eyeshadow palettes. Not far though, because we will need them again soon. And I'm just gonna put a top coat on the eyeshadow to lock it in nice and good. It also always looks so much better with the top coat on it. Yes, so much better. And into the lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so let's start off really easy, and I just want to put 2 little hollow sparkly stickers on the pink aura nail. Definitely the smaller ones. Cute. Okay, and then should I top coat it? Because I'm finished with this nail. So yeah, might as well just top coat it right off the bat. I think I'm going to try this Born Pretty top coat because I've used a lot of stuff from Born Pretty, and I don't think I've ever actually used a Born Pretty top coat. It's called the Super Top Coat. Spoiler alert. Well, if you didn't see my last video, because I kind of already told you guys in my last video, but I ordered Crazy Top coat from Sweetie Nail Supply, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it because we like a shiny top coat, and apparently Korean top coats are the best, so we'll see. Although this is very fancy. Okay, look at this. Ooh, it's like a matte bottle. I do like that, I must say. She's very thin. Let's top coat. Ooh, yes, very thin top coat. Which is actually nice for when you've got a lot of layers of gel, because you're not adding a bunch more thickness to your thick nail that you've already got. But also when I'm doing stickers, I kind of prefer a thicker top coat, but maybe we will top coat this one again at the end. We'll have to see. Cute. It is a non-wipe top coat, so nice, but it looks like, I don't know. It does kind of look like we're gonna need to put another layer. Not gonna lie. Anyway, I want to do the star on this finger next, and I'm gonna use my liner. And I'm gonna use my white line art gel to do it. This one's super thick. And I'm gonna draw, or try to draw, a star. And you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, it's supposed to be like, you know, a cute little kid kind of type nails. I don't know. What would you call it? Like, I don't know. They're supposed to be cute. So, you know, if the star looks terrible, it can just look like a little kid did it, which will be perfect because I'm going to a baby shower. When you try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. Okay, we're trying again. Also, I honestly don't know if I like this liner gel for creating the star because it was like super lumpy and it wasn't like self-leveling very nicely, which didn't look great. Oh, and let me just throw everything on my desk. So instead, we are going to try Madame Glam Perfect White. And hopefully this works better. Like, why is drawing this star harder than drawing the Mona Lisa on a nail? Like, honestly, it was easier for me to draw the Mona Lisa. You know what? We're just gonna go with it because I think it'll look a lot better once I actually draw the pink star in the center. Because it's just hard to draw a star that, like, takes up the entire nail. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm gonna cure that fully. I can barely even see it in the camera, but I'm gonna cure it. Okay, so I actually went in with a second layer of the white just to make it a little more opaque. And now I'm gonna use the same pink that I'm going to use for the entire set. And I'm gonna create a little mini heart in the center of the white heart, which I think will definitely make it look a lot better once we get that on there. Did I call it a heart? I meant a star. I just was like replaying what I had just said back in my head and I was like, wait a second, did I say heart? Because I meant star. Obviously I meant star. Okay, I think that's cute. It's definitely, the proportions are definitely a bit off. I just noticed that this leg is way shorter than that one and that's gonna bother me a lot. So let me just fix that real quick actually. Okay. Drawing stars is kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. So this wasn't part of the plan, but I think that if I put this little blue star rhinestone in the center, it'll make it look even cuter. So we're gonna do that. We're just gonna put them on with some Macart rhinestone glue gel. Flash cure. And finally, a top coat. I feel like I'm probably spending longer than necessary on each nail, but you know what? I'm having a good time. It's fine. It's all right. This top coat smells interesting. I can't tell if it just smells like glue or if it smells like bubble gum, which I feel like is a weird thing to smell like. Okay, I'm at the point in the set where I am starting to get hot. Next, let's do the pinky. Oh, and my sprinklers just turned on outside. Bruh. Okay, sorry about that. I don't want to close my window though. So for the ring finger, I was planning on like making a 3D bow like by hand, but honestly, I have to be honest with myself and I'm getting pretty tired. So I'm thinking instead of just using a bow charm, it's definitely not the same vibe, but I think that that's what I'm going to go with. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Or, this is so hard. This is so hard. Okay, you know what? No. We are sticking to the plan, and the plan is to make a 3D bow. So I'm going to make a 3D bow by hand like I planned. And first I'm going to paint it with blue because we're going to have a blue bow to stay consistent with the theme. Try my best. Doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nope. That's ugly. That's ugly. I feel like it's not centered on my nail, which is bothering me to be honest. So I think we're gonna do it again. Okay, this has to be the last time. This has to be the last time. Okay, I decided that I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna put this little Aurora heart. Can you even see it? I can't really get much closer than this, but I'm going to put this little Aurora heart in the center of the bow, like where the knot is. It's going to be the little bow knot. And then I'm gonna use the rhinestone glue gel to outline the bow and make it 3D. That didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. So I'm just gonna use my little liner brush instead. With the McCart rhinestone glue gel, just instead of squirting it directly out of the tube, I am using my little liner brush, and that is working, holy goodness, so much better. And then just flash curing after like each little segment. There's a crow outside my window that is making a noise that I've never heard a crow make before. It kind of sounds like it's dying. I'm kind of scared. Okay, so it's not looking as 3D as I really want it to. And I tried going over with like another layer of the rhinestone glue gel, but it just like was leveling out too fast. So I took out this Sauvaland builder gel that I used when I did my puffy nail art video, if you saw that. And I think this is a lot thicker, and I think that it will make it a lot easier. Like, look how thick this bad boy is. That was probably way too much, but I'm just gonna get a glop of that, and we'll probably use it for any other 3D aspects that we do to our nails. So, okay, so I'm gonna try to add another layer without it instantly leveling out. I do wish I had that like Jello 3D art gel like in a squeezy tube that Rebecca uses, because that one is no wipe, and then that way you can like put chrome over top of it if you want to, or like any sort of powder, without having to like put a separate top coat, which is really nice. But this one is not. This one does not do that. I would buy some of the Jello stuff, but this is what I was wanting to tell you guys like this entire time, but I was like so focused on the nail art. I'm deciding to challenge myself to a no buy summer. So basically, for my entire summer vacation, like until I go back to school, I'm not allowing myself to buy any new nail supplies that aren't absolutely necessary to the making of my videos and my nails. If my light breaks, I will obviously like have to buy a new light. But if I really want some Jello 3D nail art gel, I'm going to have to wait until after my summer vacation to buy it. The reason I'm doing a no buy summer is because I have just been buying way too many nail supplies, like impulsively out of like stress. And honestly, y'all already know I have like a shopping addiction. But yeah, like I kept just impulse buying things and saying like, oh, it's fine, I'll make a YouTube video out of it. Oh, it's fine, I'll use it for a video. Just making excuses for buying a bunch of nail supplies that I don't need. Or maybe I do need them, but I don't need them right now. So that ended up leading to me having a bunch of nail supplies that I've bought, and honestly like 3 different haul videos that I need to film that I haven't filmed yet. And I realized like if I don't stop buying stuff now, it's just gonna keep piling up. Sometimes with myself, I can't slowly say, okay, I'm gonna give myself a budget for this week. I'm gonna give myself a budget for the month. I just need to go cold turkey and say, no, you're not allowed to buy any nail supplies for like 2 or 3 months. That doesn't count like lint-free nail wipes, the micro Q-tips that I use, and stuff like that I like need to do my nails. Any like gels, acrylic, stuff like that, I'm not buying it. If it gets sent to me, great, but I'm not buying it. So for the pinky now, I am going to draw a spiral using my metal painting gel from Born Pretty. This is definitely not my favorite painting gel. I don't think it's the best. I wish that I had one that was a little thicker, but oh, wait. Wait a second. I forgot I have this like rose gold chrome paint from Madame Glam that I actually think is a lot better and I think would match this set better. So, but she needs to be stirred real bad. Oh yeah, but this one's so much thicker. I think we'll use this one. I'm actually kind of excited to be doing like a no buy summer because I think that it's actually gonna be like a really fun challenge to try to like use the supplies that I have. It's not like I don't have enough supplies. I have so many nail supplies. Oh my god. Which is why this is not gonna be hard. It's just going to be fun because every time like I see someone, like I saw Rebecca doing a whole bunch of airbrush nail art, I was like, I want to do airbrush nail art, but I don't have the paints. So instead, it made me think a little bit more and be like, well, I could technically just try to do everything with eyeshadow. So I'm gonna do that for now, and I'm gonna try it that way. Yeah, I think it'll be fun to like be creative and find other ways to get the effects that I want without buying the new supplies. And a lot of times you guys tell me about specific products and then I end up buying them, so I'm just gonna have to try really hard to not. So just know if you tell me about a specific product that you want me to try and I don't, it's because I don't already have it and I'm not buying it this summer. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying really hard not to buy anything. Oh my goodness, I love that nail so much. I love it so much. I'm almost done with this hand. I said I was hoping that I could finish both hands in 3 hours because I had a plan, but it's almost been 3 hours and I'm not even done with the first one. So, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Really, it does not matter. At least that's what I'm gonna tell myself. For the thumb, I wanted to do some sort of like 3D cherry with heart charms, which I think would look really cute, but honestly, I kind of changed my mind because I feel like this cinnamon roll charm would be one, a lot easier, and two, go with this set a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna do that instead. And I was thinking of maybe adding some of these hollow stars because I was planning on using the hollow stars on one of the fingers on my right hand, but then I feel like I kind of have to like encapsulate them. But maybe I will. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's do some of these stars. Why not? You can have a plan, but still change your mind. It's okay. I'm gonna put like 1 star up here. Yeah. And maybe 2 stars down here. I think that would work nicely. That will be perfect. So I'm just gonna flash cure that. And then I figure since I already took out so much of that Sauvelin builder gel, like more than I'm gonna use for any 3D accents on my other hand, I'm just gonna use a little bit of it to kind of encapsulate the glitters because sometimes I don't mind the aesthetic of like the glitters poking out a little bit, but for this set, I think I want everything to be like nice and encapsulated, round and shiny, if you know what I mean. Okay. So a lot has happened within the past second for you guys, but it's been like an hour and a half for me. I had a couple tragedies actually, because what I did was, you know how I was putting this top coat on top of all the nails when I would finish each of them individually? After I finished all the nails, so after I finished this beautiful guy right here, I went in and top coated them all with this top coat again, just because I wanted to like, some of them were like extra lumpy for some reason and I didn't like it. So in an attempt to even out the surface even more, I went in with this top coat. But that definitely did not help because, okay, well, this is what happened. First, this nail, I noticed that for some reason it was like, there was like a big lump right here and it was like extra white in this spot and I didn't notice it before and then it was really bothering me, so I just had to file off the stickers and the airbrush, like the stickers and the eyeshadow and everything, and I basically just redid that nail from the extension. And then I went downstairs, I ate chocolate cake, which was so sweet. it made me feel low-key sick. Sick enough that I am drinking like actual just pure black bean water, which I would never do, but this is literally just like 4 espresso shots with water and ice. It's an iced Americano with no cream or sugar, which is like unheard of for me, but that cake was so sweet that it actually tastes good because I cannot even think of having any more sugar. Anyway, so I'll just explain the rest to you while I put on base layers of my next hand, because for some reason I am choosing to do it on camera so that this video is like an hour long. So you're welcome if you like long videos. So yeah, basically what happened was, so I filed the sparkly one like all the way down and redid it and encapsulated the glitters. Like I encapsulated the whole nail because I wanted it to be like as smooth as possible. And then I took my break, whatever, went downstairs, and then I came back, and as I was cleaning up my area to kind of like refocus my energy and myself to do the next hand because I was feeling really frazzled, while I was cleaning up, I realized that this nail with the star on it, the second layer of top coat that I had put on, started like buckling, and like not buckling, kind of buckling. It started peeling off of the Born Pretty top coat that I had put, which I've never had gel peel off of a top coat. Like I've used a top coat before and then went in with like rhinestone glue gel in another top coat, and that's never happened to me before. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my light or if it was just the specific top coat, but I'm going to pay close attention to the way that my lamp is curing because I don't know what happened, but I ended up having to file this entire star one down. Like I filed all of the top coat off, trying my best not to file off the actual nail art, like the star. You obviously can't tell in my face cam, but I did end up filing off a little bit of the star, so I kind of tried to like touch it up, which didn't really work, and it looks kind of jank now if you look close up, but if you look from far away, it looks totally fine. But yeah, so I encapsulated that nail as well and also put another top coat on it, and now I am just praying to God that the other 3 nails don't start peeling as well, because I think I would expire. Yeah, it would it just would not be good. So I literally had to take some deep breaths, some very deep breaths. I cleaned up my area a little bit and I've recentered. I've accepted the fact that I am definitely not doing my roots tonight. I will do them tomorrow. And yeah, we're doing the right hand. Hopefully a little bit more chill. A little bit more chill, hopefully. Hopefully. Why does this keep happening? Like, please, spirits, stop. Okay, I'm so glad that I didn't give up or do this hand off camera, because I feel like this hand is going a lot better so far, although I probably shouldn't speak too soon because there's still time for me to jinx. There's still time for me to jinx myself, so I'm just gonna try to make the rest of this hand as easy for myself as possible. Also, if you paid close attention to like the thumbnail drawing that I did for this set, I definitely messed up like which nail I wanted which color, because like I got my hand turned around because I'm stupid, but it's okay because I still think it's really cute, and actually I think it's even better. So we're gonna work with it. Okay, to start out, I'm going to use these little bows from this sticker sheet for my pinky because I don't want to draw those by hand. Remember, I'm trying to make this as easy for myself as possible. Oh, I'm mixing it up already. I almost put these stickers on the pinky, but I checked my drawing again and they're supposed to go on the pointer finger. So let's just put them where they're oh, no, not there. No. Oh yeah. You know what? I forgot about that one trick that I told you guys. I actually learned it from one of you. Very helpful, especially when you're using your non-dominant hand to put on stickers, is to put down a little bit of rhinestone glue first, because then you can like move around the sticker to exactly where you want it, if the sticker will let go. So she's down, and now we just gotta move her. No. Okay. If you can remember to do it this way, I think that putting the stickers on with rhinestone glue gel is definitely the best and easiest way, because then you can move it around until you're happy with it, and it will lower your chances of lifting of the sticker. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's like some crazy hissing noise outside my window, and I can't tell if it's an animal or like somebody's sprinklers going haywire, but it's kind of freaking me out just a little bit. I think I'm happy with that placement, so I'm gonna go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds, and then just like I planned, I'm gonna put one little rhinestone on each of the bows. Should I have chosen smaller rhinestones? Maybe. Maybe I should have, but I think that's cute. So let's top coat it. And I'm just going to be using the Nail Reserve gel. I'm honestly scared of using this Born Pretty one now. It might have been my error, but like, I don't want any more peeling. This Nail Reserve top coat is definitely not my favorite top coat that I've ever used. It has a sticky layer, and I don't know, I just feel like it's not the shiniest top coat I've ever seen, which is why I cannot wait to film my Korean like Sweetie Nail Supply haul. Oh my goodness. I just want to use that crazy top so bad. The fact that it's like in a pot instead of like a bottle just excites me. I'm excited. Anyway, next I'm going to do the nail with the confetti star glitters, the same one that we used on the cinnamon roll nail. So there's that one. Looks so good. So for the pinky, I was originally supposed to do a star again, but then do like white with a blue center. But first of all, I really don't want to hand draw a star with my left hand right now. Remember, I said I was trying to make this as easy on myself as possible because we had a few things that were unexpected. We had a few tragedies along the way. So instead, I'm just going to put a bow charm, a pink bow charm there. And I just have to decide if I want to use this guy, this small one, or this big one. Or actually, hold up, one of these solid bows might be better. And of course, I opened it upside down. That's what happens when you don't write top on the top. That exactly. Ooh, or should I use one of these little bears? That would actually be kind of cute. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to go with the solid bow. That looks best, 100%. Let me just clean this up real quick. I'm definitely going to be finding those little half pearls like all over my desk for the next week at least. Oh my goodness. Okay, we only have 2 more nails left, 2 more. As you probably saw, I put hard gel over this charm because this charm, it's like pink, and I don't know if it's coated pink or if it's made out of something that is pink, but I didn't want the pink color rubbing off of it. And in my last video, I said that Rebecca usually puts like rhinestone glue gel over her charms or pearls or like silver little caviar beads so that the color doesn't rub off of them, but someone corrected me. It's actually hard gel. So I put some hard gel over the charm, and then I put the top coat on. So now it's time to make the 3D spiral. I want to make it out of this stuff, but this, oh my goodness. Yeah, I think this was like stored upside down. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to make a little 3D swirl, and I think it would be cute to make it out of this. So I'm gonna put some little fingy gloves on, and I'm gonna roll it into a little snake, and I'm gonna make a little swirl. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I changed my piercings, and I love them so much. It was the first time that I ever changed these ones up here in my cartilage piercings. I never changed them before, but I love these two little rings. I got all of these earrings from AliExpress, and I actually really like them. They seem to be very good quality. You probably can't see them very well. But yeah, changing these cartilage ones out for the first time, my mom helped me with it, and I don't know what happened, but it was so painful. I think it's because the first we tried using like a smaller hoop that I got, and it was way too small. So yeah, that was really painful, and I have a very high pain tolerance, at least I think I do. There's been a couple times where the dentist didn't fully numb me, or numbed me and then waited too long to actually drill my teeth and fill my cavity. And let's just say I sat through that without crying, and they filled my cavity without me being numb. You probably didn't want to hear that, but yeah, it was very painful, which that also adds to my dentist trauma. But yeah, anyway, my pain tolerance is very high, but like that hurts so much. But now that they're in, I'm so glad because I like them so much. They're so cute. And it makes me want to get more cartilage piercings and sort of a nose piercing too, but I don't know, like a little ring. What do you guys think? Oh my god, the finished nails. I cannot believe I'm done. Look, my hand is literally shaking. Obviously, I did have to do a little bit of, I didn't give up. I adapted. I adapted to the situation, and I ended up just using a couple charms for the last nails. So obviously that swirly thing was not working out, and I just put a little cinnamon roll with a star, which I felt was really appropriate for this set and definitely looks a lot better than the 3D swirl would have looked for this set. So I'm really happy I ended up doing that actually. And then I was going to try to do this like Aurora heart, 3D heart thing, but I'm not really confident that I would have been able to do it in a timely manner, and I've already been working on these nails for 8 hours, literally. So I was like, you know what? This pink star is actually perfect for this set, and honestly, I love this set so much, and it came out so cute. And I'm so happy that I'm finally done because I am looking shiny at this point. I am looking very shiny, and I feel like my face is starting to crease. So I think that's my cue to sign off. One thing that I do need to learn from Rebecca as well is testing things in advance before I start filming. Although I do kind of like trying them out on camera with you guys, and then like if it doesn't work out, you know, I like showing you. Obviously, it's different for Rebecca because she's an actual nail tech, so she has to plan out her stuff and make sure it works, because I'm sure that like doing it on a client and it not working would not be the same as doing it on yourself and it not working. So I'm gonna shut up now. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and for all of your support. I really do appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy it, because it helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys are having the most amazing day, night, week, life, that you are enjoying your start to the summer, and that if you are going to sleep, you are sleeping well. I love you, cutie. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye!